Hey, so I made the video yesterday actually about um, just kind of demoing the amps, showing them, not really demoing them, and explaining kind of what got used on the new record, Hope on Credit, that's going to be out on Valentine's Day. Um, and I've already had a couple people contact me and say they'd be interested in hearing each amp individually, and so they have a little bit more context on what they're hearing on the record. They said they'd still buy the record, but they wanted to hear just for context kind of what it was like. So who am I to not show off cool guitar gear? um, so yeah, this is a video. The three amps are a 1967 Fender Reverb, 1948 Gibson GA-50t, and a 1964 Fender Vibroverb, with a JBL E130. All three amps are really cool. They're kind of dream amps for me. I'm lucky to have them. Um, but yeah, this is just a video where it's just kind of a wide shot. The signal chain, there are two SM57s. One of them's on the cone, one of them slightly off center, and there's also a condenser mic, a large diaphragm condenser mic as a room mic. I also left a little bit of the iPhone audio in there just because I thought that's something that we're used to, and it sounded pretty good. Um, Signal chain wise, it's going straight into Logic. There's absolutely no EQ adjustment, post processing, effects, or anything remotely close to that. It's just straight into the interface, straight into Logic, out to you. Um, let's see what else. The When I add distortion, it's a stock reissue TS-808 tube screamer. That's it. That's the only thing that's in the guitar signal chain. The guitar is this 1971 original Fender 4-bolt Stratocaster. It sounds pretty good. It didn't make it on the record, but I really like this guitar. Yeah, so let me know if you have any more questions. I'll do a pedal video through this rig here pretty soon. But if you really want to hear what the amps sound like on purpose, like I said, on the record, they're going through all the really cool outboard gear that Dwayne has at Weights and Measures, and spent a lot of time, getting the guitars to sound the way I wanted them to. So I'd encourage you to check that out, even if it's just streaming. If you're interested in this, see what it sounds like on purpose, with a lot of effort put into it. So I appreciate you watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and like I said, thanks for supporting. You can pre-order the album in the link below. There's tickets to the show at Knuckleheads. It's going to be on Valentine's Day. But yeah, here's the three amps. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so first up is the Super Reverb. I'll play it clean, and then I'll play it with a tube screamer. Basically, the idea with this amp is that it's going to be kind of in the middle of between the Gibson and the Vibroverb. It's going to be clean. It's not going to have too much sparkle. It's not going to have too much grit. So from a clean signal wise, you'll get something like. That really works well for a rhythm sound on something like Miss Lady. So like. And then when you add drive to it, just adding a tube screamer into it, you get some of those tones that you. Hey, Al, what are you doing? You get some of those tones that everybody knows, right? So. That kind of thing. So that's what the Super does. It sounds good, but it's pretty mid-focused, and it stays a little bit tighter than the other two amps, but it doesn't quite have the sparkle. So yeah, it's all over the record. Now we'll shift over to the little Gibson, see what's up with that. Okay, so now we've moved over to the little Gibson, it's a GA-50t. It's got a 12-inch and an 8-inch speaker, so that's really what the two mics help out with. You know, this amp is a lot more mid-range. It doesn't quite have the clarity of the top end that either of the Fenders do, and it gets darker when you roll the volume back. But it also, when you push it, it compresses in a really different way. It kind of squishes where the Fenders stay a little bit more tight. So clean, it sounds something a little bit like this. That's it, just being clean, and then if you add a little bit of drive to it, it definitely changes the overall character of the amp. So notice if you roll your volume down, it starts to sound kind of chunky, almost like old radio-y. But you know, it really does scream if you push it, because it just sort of collapses. So anyway, that's the Gibson. That's how it gets used, and especially having the two different speakers. You can use it in a lot of different environments. So now we'll move over to the Vibroverb. Okay, so now we're under the Vibroverb, and for whatever reason I have a lot of noise in my basement right now. You'll just have to forgive that, but you'll hear it's dramatically different. The top end is a lot different. It's a lot more sparkly, so even clean, if you roll your volume down, you know, you get like a... Like it adds a lot of clarity to the top end, right? So, you know, it really does give you that sort of... quiet, but then, you know, when you roll it up, I don't want to peek everything out. So then again, you add some drive to it, right? And you get something more what it does. It's like it gets really, really into that Texas-y territory. So that's just a basic demonstration of what the amps sound like. I hope you enjoyed it.